Welcome back for episode 2. I'm Jacob. This is Ross, and this is R and J's Hyrox Talk. Last week we talked a bit about Hyrox as a whole, what to expect in a race, and the overall structure of it. And today we're going to talk a bit more about what are the benefits of Hyrox that go beyond just the training and competing in a race. So, Ross, from your perspective, what do you feel like you've gained the most from High Rocks outside of just participating in the races?
Yeah, so for me, the first thing that comes to mind, and I mentioned this last week as well, is the Hyrox community. Um, for those that didn't watch last week, I'd mentioned that it is a spectator event as well. Um, so when we're racing, these spectators are cheering you on and getting you through this race when it gets tough, and you've not even met them. Um, just think it's so inclusive, and that's just like typifies High Rocks, and everyone is like that. That's the common attitude everyone has, whether you're racing against people, watching people. I feel like it's just so motivating, as well as meeting friends through High Rocks as well. Honestly, I talk to so many people now through Instagram that I may have had one conversation with on the start line or in the finishing pen, just as we're getting with time pictures in the end. So yeah, the community, friendships, um, is definitely a big thing in High Rocks, and something that I really enjoy. I mean, you and me, we've met through High Rocks workouts. Yes, that's not High Rocks itself, or we never met at a specific race. But if we weren't in High Rocks, we wouldn't have followed High Rocks workouts, and we wouldn't have seen they were looking for High Rocks ambassadors, High Rocks workouts ambassadors, sorry. So then straight away, I'm in Newcastle, you're in San Diego,
Hmm.
and we've now created this friendship, and we started this on the back of High Rocks as well. So I think definitely for me, community, friendship, and it just shows that High Rocks can lead you in different directions. I mean, I wasn't expecting to create a YouTube series with an American guy 6 months ago. Definitely not. So it just shows where it can take you and what friendships can be made.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that that's well said. And I agree. I think um, for me, definitely the community is the biggest part of all of it for High Rocks. And going back to what you were saying about the day of the event when there are the spectators that are going to the event and people are holding up signs and they have little kiosks and different things there for people who are going to be watching or spectating the event. Um, Usually there's like a Puma booth that has stuff where people can like color and make their own signs and like hold stuff up um and the way that the courses are all set up is the participants are running around the outside, and then the people who are watching and spectating are on the inside. So they're kind of trapped, like, and you have to either engage and watch, or I guess you can kind of stand back and not watch if you really don't want to. But why else are you there? But what is really cool is that I think the common theme or the common denominator across anybody who's participating in High Rocks is everybody is experiencing the same thing and it's really hard. It doesn't matter how fast you're going. Pushing a heavy sled is hard. Pulling the ski erg, the faster you pull it, the faster you get it done, but the faster you go, the harder it gets. And even pulling a ski erg at a slow pace for 10 minutes, if that's how long it takes you, is hard. So it doesn't matter if you are slow or if you're fast. At the end of the day, it's hard. And I think that that can create a natural bond and community for people. You look at some of like the strongest communities probably around the world, and usually they're bonded by things that were challenging, shared experiences, but shared experiences that were defining like of who they were as people. And I, not to make this a big um like you know, philosophical thing. But I think what's really cool and why people end up making friends really quickly is because if you're signing up for a Hyrox race and if you're signing up for them consistently, it's likely that you have shared values with the other people that are also signing up for those races. You like to challenge yourself, you like to work hard, you probably have a different perspective of what fun is than maybe the typical human. You know, maybe our version of fun is more of that adrenaline junkie type of thing. But you also know that it's not just what shows up at the start line, it's everything that you've been doing in preparation for it. The months of training, the time commitment. If you are, you know, a full-time employee or a parent or, taking care of loved ones, like to take time away from that or to figure out how to manage your time well enough that you can still train for everything, I think that is something that everybody resonates with and can appreciate. So, yeah, I just think that the community is really like the biggest benefit.
Yeah, that's a good point you've made at the end. Definitely, if you didn't already know the people you are going to Hyrox with, you'll definitely meet like-minded people. And that's just at the venue itself. Like you said, it's not just about that though, it's the time and the work you've put in leading up to your race. Along the way there as well, you're gonna meet like-minded people. You're gonna be doing high rocks classes
Hmm.
in a gym, I would imagine, if you're just getting started. And you're gonna meet people who have the same or similar goals to yourself. So yeah, it's definitely a good point that you've made, and it does create new friendships. I know I'm repeating myself, but with people who are similar to you.
Like one of the other things that I like, if I'm explaining High Rocks to people and someone's like, well, what's the point? Like, what are the benefits outside of the fun and like the competing of the race? The community, which we just touched on. But another thing for me that always sticks out is just how much growth you make, I think, as an individual person that goes beyond just growing in fitness. Yes, as a result of putting a lot of like time and effort and energy into training for high rocks, yeah, I've gotten better at the ski erg. Yes, I've got stronger at the sled push. Yes, my running is faster and I'm physically in better fitness than I think I was when I started this journey. But even more so than that, I feel like I've learned a lot about myself in terms of what I'm capable of and what I'm able to manage as a person. How do I block out my time? How do I do a better job of setting boundaries for myself so I'm not overdoing it in one area or not showing up for the people that I care about. So High Rocks and like taking it seriously has really challenged me to coordinate life in a way that is still conducive to being a human being and like showing up for the people that I love, but also being able to put myself in the best position possible to do well. And that just takes a lot of planning. I feel like I've gotten just a lot better at planning, saying like setting proper expectations with people about things like prioritizing. Um, another thing, another thing that I think is so great is that you're kind of teaching yourself how to show up when the time gets tough or like when there's challenges that are in front of you or obstacles that you need to approach with a calm or clear head, but in the conditions that are stressful. And I think that that's also something that High Rocks kind of simulates about life is it teaches you how to practice staying calm in the moments that are high anxiety or high tension. And that way you can show up better when things are actually hard in real life, not just trying to push a sled that's not moving well or, trying to power through.
Yeah, just quickly jumping in on that, you've mentioned when like things are hard and stuff, without getting like too deep or anything or going into things too much. High rocks training, I would say fitness, but specifically since I've got into Hyrox has helped me like a lot. A lot of people will be like, "You're always at the gym," or do you not think you train too much? But actually, it's because it has helped us with things like the gym and Hyrox training. That's like my happy place. Is it too cringe to say? Like when things are getting hard,
Mm-hmm.
um, I do go to the gym. I do crack out a Hyrox session. So definitely for me, on the back of what you were saying there about when things do get tough, it's helped me. It's helped that side of my life as well. Definitely.
Yeah, I think mental health is such a huge part of and all of it for me too. And I'd imagine for most people that are really like passionate about fitness. I mean, we already know that there's so much science to support, you know, people who exercise and exercise consistently tend to have, healthier habits all around, but also usually better mental health. There's a direct connection between moving your body and feeling good. And also something that I feel like too is with it, something that I feel like is with High Rocks or with other things that are kind of crazy, borderline, like people who run Ironmans or people that do um I don't know, triathlons or marathons or like competitively and really push themselves hard. I feel like all these people also have like a little bit of a screw loose where we need something in our life that is going to push us to that limit because I don't know, for me, I know that if if I don't have things that I'm actively working towards or for, I start to feel like life doesn't have as much meaning, if
Hmm.
that makes sense.
Lost.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
lost. And I feel like that's also something that Hyrox has like started to provide is like now you're able to do races every few months. And while it sounds silly a little bit, like, oh, this is so meaningful to your life, it's being able to have something that constantly like you're looking forward to and working towards, and where you can see there's either real progress or real, step backs if you're not improving. Um, but without it, it feels just like kind of the day goes on. And I don't think for everybody that it has to be high rocks, because obviously it's not. But I do think that people need things in their life that make them feel purposeful.
Yeah, definitely. With you definitely on having a high rocks race to look forward to train for me. Because when I don't have that, don't struggle in the gym in terms of can't do exercises. I struggle to plan my week. We've mentioned there that we're now organized and we have structure. I feel like when I don't have a race to look forward to, I just don't have that structure. I'll go and I'll do half-hour sessions
Yep.
or like lazy sessions. Whereas when I do have something like you've just said, it doesn't have to be high rocks, but for us, it tends to be high rocks now. When I do have that goal, because that's effectively what it is easier to get through the gym, the training block. And I just feel like it is because you've got something, you've got an end goal. So yeah, I'm definitely with you on that point.
Yeah. All right, Ross. Good to see you. I will see you next week.
Yeah, nice to see you, mate.
All right. Bye.
Speak soon.